I'm really glad that this week has kind of gone by, but I did a lot of stuff today. Did you have a?
Good.
Yeah,
Would
yeah.
you think?
So I worked on expanding this idea, and I made a job listing and a posting and a company and all that stuff on angellist.co. Did you have a chance to look at that link I sent you?
Um, the one with the speakeasy, not speakeasy, the show it to me if you can.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's up on my screen right now. This one.
yeah, yeah.
I don't know what's going on with my
I
mouse. Sorry.
Yeah, I looked through it a little bit. I didn't read everything, but I think it's great just by putting it out there. So you're pretty much looking to hire people, right? Hire or not really hire, but just like get on board.
Collaborate.
Um,
It's a freelance position, contract, I guess you could say. So I'm not going to be paying anyone or these teachers. The teachers will be getting paid by the students when they teach.
right, right, exactly.
So let me just go through it really quickly so you can understand it. So what I want the teachers to do is to teach, create, and upload the lessons, and in return, I want to upload a training session, like a 1 hour training session on how to teach on YouTube. Um, how to be an online English teacher, how to promote yourself, and how it works. Let's see. So yeah, so the students just want like an interesting conversation. Material is only there for discussion to help facilitate it. It's perfect for entrepreneurs who want like a side hustle. Um, so my long-term vision is to enable teachers to become experts in their field by creating and sharing content. And what I mean by experts in their field, I mean like creating content that's relevant to fields that they know, that they understand, so that if a student is being taught and the lesson is a digital currency, you know, you can talk about digital currency and they can ask you questions on what your opinion might be and stuff like that. So it helps get the conversation going, and they learn something additional, like not just about English, but they also learn some topic from you that you're knowledgeable about. So
Hmm.
the more lessons that a teacher creates, the more exposure you will get, because the platform is going to have each teacher's profile and the content that they've made. And that's going to the ranking of the profile is going to be based on the amount of content that the amount of good quality content that they've produced. And what I'm going to get out of it, so I'm going to be hosting and sharing the content that you make, and I'll be pricing the content, and you'll be getting commission from the purchases of the content. You will be responsible for pricing your services, like the lessons. And the free training meeting will be live streamed to YouTube. Um, in this case, I'm just going to record it because I don't have that live streaming set up, and I'll just upload it later. Um,
So let me just make sure that I understand. So you're pretty much creating a platform for teachers to one create content, post their lessons, and teach those lessons, correct?
exactly.
Okay. So you're creating this platform for them, and you're just going to make a percentage off of each lesson or off of the content or
Yeah, so I'm going to benefit from exposure. Your content is going to give me more exposure, like the lesson training video on YouTube, the material. I can share the material, and I'm going to get a commission if someone purchases your lessons, right? So you'll get money,
you
and then
want.
I'll get a commission for hosting.
Yeah, so you'll get a commission for hosting. And when you say exposure, like why do you need exposure for?
So I
Because
can.
you're not gonna be providing any services. Oh, you're not gonna you're not gonna be providing any services on that platform, right?
No,
I come
no,
with
no.
entertainment.
This
So my
platform,
lessons come with entertainment too.
great. I don't mind. Um, so the platform is there to facilitate sharing, buying, and creating content or hosting content. It's up to the student to get in touch with the teacher, right? Students are going to be able to browse this website. They're going to see all the teachers and how much content they've made. So they can click on their profile and contact them. Like, I'm not going to have some sort of wall. They can just have their email directly, just their email or their website link, whatever you want. It doesn't matter. Like, after
And I
after
think that's good because I think that that's great because you don't want to be like the middle person to be like um you don't want that. You want people to just like be able to email and connect whoever they want to. So, that way they don't depend on you for that kind of, for any sort of communication. So I think that, frees up a lot of your time. And I
Yeah,
also think with the teachers, I think it would be cool if you get to have if you get to have different teachers teaching different subjects. Like I could be teaching, like career services, right? So
exactly.
I'm helping people learn English and practice their English while they're, learning about career services and other things. And it would be cool if you'd have like, someone who teaches science and geography, whatever. So
Well,
that way,
that's what I'm hoping to happen. That's exactly what I'm hoping to happen because the teachers are going to be creating lessons based on topics that they're knowledgeable on. So if you're
correct.
knowledgeable on that, go ahead and make a lesson, teach that lesson, and
Mhm.
boom, that's the idea. Most of the lessons I've made are on topics I'm pretty knowledgeable on. So, all right,
Yeah, I
so
think that's a good idea.
I showed
Yeah.
you where I host my lessons. Here it is if you just want to take another look. This is just how I host my lessons, but the platform is going to have something more suitable for multiple teachers, right?
Is this platform, for example, that the teachers would be using?
No, no, this is just what I use now. But the
That's just
platform,
okay.
yeah, but the platform that will be made is going to be different. And then here is the outline for a lesson. So I have an image repository that you can use all these images in your lessons, or you can just find the stock images online. Here I also have an example of a lesson, which I showed you the lessons before, but let me just go through this. So, teaching English through Zoom, presentations are used as an aid to teaching, and it's leveled 1 through 12. And here's all the summary of how well the levels kind of relate. So the criteria, like it must be in PowerPoint format, all that content must be editable, unique and interesting topic, perfect English grammar throughout, at least 3 of these in one presentation, which include, introduction, vocabulary, pros and cons, fill in the blanks, whatever. Example topics like outdoor sports, rock climbing, the airport. The deliverable is going to be just one PowerPoint file, and the
Mm-hmm.
goals are going to be conversational practice to help them improve their informal grammar, conversation practice, speech, pronunciation, reading, and vocabulary. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so I also made a little agenda. And what I want you to do now is I want you to teach me a lesson.
Okay. The one that you put together,
Exactly.
PowerPoint.
Exactly.
Okay.
I'm gonna make a Google Doc. I'm gonna let you edit this Google Doc, and I want you to share your screen and teach me using this Google Doc and the material that I gave you. And I'm gonna give you feedback and stuff throughout.
Cool. Where did you send me that PowerPoint? I forgot. Did you send it to me through email
I think so,
or
but
through?
I'm just gonna send you the link to the Google Doc
Okay.
with the lesson
Cool.
uploaded on it. So let me show you
Okay.
how I like prepare for a lesson. So I have the
Yeah.
lesson downloaded on my computer. Here's yours.
Okay.
And all the lessons are exported as JPEGs. And then all I do is just drag and drop. Boom. So here's the whole lesson, right? And I usually put at the beginning like lesson whatever with Johnny.
I'm not seeing your screen
What was
if you
that?
mean to. I said I don't, I'm not. Were you trying to share your screen?
I am sharing my screen. Do you see it?
No. Mm-mm.
That's weird.
I see you.
How about now?
Mm-mm. Okay, I can see it now.
Okay.
Okay.
Um, what is it doing?
Loading.
Okay, there we go. So now you can edit. I'll send you the link on Zoom in the chat. My mouse is so annoying. I don't know what's going on. I want to blow it up. It's like spazzing out. It's just like jumping everywhere, and it's not working.
I hate when it does that. Yeah. Okay, so I clicked on the link.
So you should be able to edit that document.
Yeah, I think you did a good job putting this together. I was like going through it and I was like, wow, I think you did really good. I liked
Thanks.
it. It was like interesting and informative and yeah, you kept it, fun and I like that. And you also get to learn something from it. Well, I think that you should do it first so I kind of get an idea of how you would go ahead and present this. You don't have to like, go slide by slide, but maybe like show me how you would present this, or maybe you can show me how you would present one of your lessons, like like what do you start? Do you have like an introduction, like a warm up? Do you ask them about themselves a little bit, or do you go straight into the lesson?
Yeah, so I have a lot of videos of how I do my lessons uploaded on YouTube, like full lessons and everything. You can actually just watch those and see how I teach. But I'm going to demonstrate for you
Okay.
as well.
Okay.
Alright, so when I start my lesson, this is exactly how I start. It's just have just the Google Doc, share my screen,
Mm-hmm.
and then typing, right? Um, so if I were to start the lesson, we start the meeting, and I'll just be like, "Hey, how's it going? How's your day? Blah blah blah. Chit chat, chit chat, chit chat." um,
Okay.
I also wrote here the timeline. So you'd first stream slash record, depending on what we're gonna do. Do a little equipment test. So can you hear me fine? I know we can now. So have the document
Okay.
open, share the screen. Hey, how's your day going? Chit chat. Exactly what I said. And then the body of the meeting is going to include random chit chat and materials. That's pretty much it. So what you're gonna have to do is just like, alright, so let's jump into it. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna ask, okay, so now we have some reading. Go ahead and read these two paragraphs for me. Go ahead and do it.
Okay. Oh, me?
Yeah,
Okay, so like how to move up in your career, get 10 plus interviews a week, and land a higher paying job in less than 30 days. If you have a specialized resume, network prowess, I can't even pronounce that. Is that how you say it? Prowess? I was like,
prowess.
I'm learning from it.
Networking prowess. So okay, stop right
Networking
here.
prowess.
Stop right here. So what I would do here is when a word is mispronounced, then
Mm-hmm.
I type it out. So I would say prowess. I would say it slowly as I type it and type it out so that the student can also visually see it.
Got it. That's a good. That's
And I
a
and
good
I
point.
might cut them off like I kind of just did for you. Like, hold on, stop there. Let me type it out so you can pronounce it correctly. And then I'll ask the student to read the whole sentence again, right? So go ahead and continue from if you have a specialized resume.
If you have a specialized resume, networking prowess, salary negotiation skills, and know what to say in the interview, you'll easily land the job you want and make more money.
Perfect. And that's what I do. So after a student finishes reading, I'll say good job, I'll say perfect, or I'll say, all right, so I noticed a few things, right? I noticed
Mm-hmm.
a few words you might have mispronounced. Like for example, this or that, or and then you talk about it, make the corrections, and then move on. Before you move on, I like to ask, okay, so do you have any questions on this slide?
Okay.
That's something I ask almost after every slide. So another reading, and then terminology slash vocabulary. So I'll just ask the student, all right, go ahead and read the first word here, prowess.
Prowess.
I mean, read the whole description too.
Okay, skill or expertise in a particular activity or field.
Good. And then I'll ask them to read the rest, make sure they can pronounce them correctly and understand the definition. And then I'll go on, ask them, do you have any questions? Continue. Um,
So it sounds like mainly as pronunciation, right? And just making sure that they know the meaning of words and maybe they can use it in a sentence,
well,
right?
yeah, each type of activity exercises a different kind of skill set. Reading exercises
Mm-hmm.
pronunciation and comprehension because we're going to be talking about what was read later in the slides. So not only do they have to focus on pronouncing it correctly, they have to actually comprehend what's being read. So that's what this exercise does very well. Terminology is just so that they can understand it, and pronunciation. fill in the blanks is kind of like sentence structure, but also like also understanding comprehension of the words they're putting it to use.
Yeah.
And I would
Yeah,
ask them,
this
okay, go ahead and do
one.
that first one, and I want you to fill in the blank. So you'd say, first, you need to have a modern and
Professional design.
professional design that captures the employer's attention. Perfect. So that's what you do for all of them. Another reading.
Do you grade them at all? Do you grade them at all? Do they get a grade or points or something per lesson?
I don't give them like grades or points. I just give them feedback. Like, this is what you need to improve on. This is what you're good at. And at the end of the lesson, I usually ask them, okay, um, let's talk feedback. This is something I'll mention later as well, but I usually say like, okay, let's talk feedback. I have some feedback for you. Type it out, type it out, type it out. And then you ask them, okay, any feedback from me? Any other questions? And but anyway, let's continue with this. So
Okay.
now we get to this role play, and what I would do is I would be like, okay, so I'm going to be reading part A, and you're going to be reading part B. Um, let's go ahead and start. So, hello, Mr. Phillips. Thank you for having me here today.
Hello, Andrew. Glad to have you. So, can you tell me a bit about yourself?
Sure, I specialize in teaching, and I have experience in technology. In my free time, okay, you get it.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
that's essentially it.
So, they'll have to actually come up with something, right?
Yeah, they'll have to come up with something there.
Okay.
And then questions.
Easy.
So here you just ask, okay, now we got some questions. Go ahead and read that first question.
What should you bring to an interview?
Yeah, so what do you think you should bring to an interview? Go ahead and answer it. I
Okay.
want to show you how I respond.
I'm the student.
Yeah,
Okay. Well, I think I would bring a pen and a pencil or a notebook. And yeah, I can think of anything else.
okay. Maybe um, your phone, right? You want to make sure you can take notes online or
Sure.
something, right?
Okay.
So this is an example
Yeah,
of what I
I
do.
would
Like,
add anything else.
yeah,
Yeah, if there's anything else that I could add to what they say, I would just go ahead and
yeah.
say,
So you
yeah.
can just say, okay, maybe I might also bring this or that, and that
Yep.
sort of stuff. Um, But that's pretty much it. The whole idea here with the questions is to kind of type down what they write, or to rephrase it in a way that might be better because they might pronounce it or phrase it in an awkward way. So when you're typing
Right.
out what they're saying, you be like, wait a second. Let's say you like made an awkward statement. Be like, okay, hold on. Well, what do you think is a better way of saying that, right? And then give them a try, or two times, and then if they can't still get it, help them out with like starting the sentence or something like that. Right, so there's more
Cool.
questions and then a thank you at the end. And this is where where I would ask for feedback
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
Pretty easy, pretty simple, but it's also like entertaining, and I can see the value. Like they can also learn something from this lesson. It's not just a practice, but they also learn something new, and it's
Yeah,
yeah, it's a win. I
it's an
like that.
additional added value because the way I used to teach when I was teaching for a big company was like you don't really maintain a relationship with the clients, and if you do, then they can start asking you like more deeper questions about what you're good at, right? And then they're going to get even more value out of that. So that way you can charge even more for your services if they know that you're an expert in a certain field and you're going to be talking about that topic in their lesson.
Yeah, I think that if I will be doing this, I think at the end of maybe the lesson, maybe not first lesson, but maybe second lesson or third lesson, or maybe even the first lesson. I don't think it's. I would probably just let them know that this is something that I do, and if they do need help with resume writing or interviewing, mock interviews or anything like that, that's something else that I do. So
Yeah, I mean
I could also be.
for when you have new students, you can ask them like, okay, what do you do? What do you like? What's your job? Tell me a bit about yourself, you know. Um,
Yeah,
and then they're
exactly.
probably gonna ask you as well, like, what do you do other than teach, or is this all you do? And you'd be like, no, I also do this and this. Teaching, like the English part, is a long-term solution, and your service is more like a short-term solution. So I think it goes hand in hand.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Cool.
I like it.
All right, so now you should have access to this. Um, oh yeah, and closing the meeting. So there's a few notes. So when you have, 10, 15 minutes left, the lessons are meant to be 45 minutes, right? And those 15
Uh,
minutes are like your your time to kind of use to manage, open discussion. And if you need to rush through the material, then you need to do that. Or if you need to like skip stuff, or you need to slow down even. So you can say like, okay, we have 10 minutes left. Let's skip to slide 5. Or any lingering questions before we end the meeting. Let's talk about feedback. So the feedback, like this is when you can be savage, but you need to provide a solution to them, right? You
right.
hear that they pronounce a word very, like over and over and over, like wrong. You can just say, okay, focus on this word, and next time we meet, I want you to be able to say this correctly, right? You can say, let's
Okay.
nail the logistics for the next meeting. Like, then you'd open up your calendar and ask them when they can meet. You can ask them what they thought about the topic, any feedback for you, and then random chit chat. All right, so
Cool.
now it's your
Yeah.
turn. I want you
Ready?
to do role play on teaching, and I will stop sharing. Yes, so I want you to do role play on teaching me.
Okay. Um. Okay. Let me. Okay. Ready?
Yep,
Okay. I don't get to see you. Why do I see myself? Shouldn't I be able to see you?
you should be. You saw my screen, right? You should be also see yourself.
Yeah, I should. I have when I look at when I have the lesson in front of me, I see myself. How do I get to see the student or you?
So when you
Um,
click share and screen, and then after that there should be a button on the thing.
hold on, let me get my IT guy.
Tech support.
No, that's IT support, please.
Exit this real quick. You're sharing your screen, right?
No, I am not showing my screen yet.
Oh, you should do that first.
Yeah, share, and then there's a lesson.
Yeah, once you share it, then he should come up. See?
Okay, perfect. Yeah, because I'm like, I don't want to be looking at myself while I'm teaching this.
Yeah, there you
Okay, cool. Well, hi, Johnny. It's very nice to meet you. I'm Anda.
Hey, how's it going?
I'm probably gonna be like all bubbly and all like that's kind of like my personality. So I'm probably gonna, let that. Uh,
No worries. Like
let that.
let out your personality. People want to see your
Yeah.
personality. But one more thing. Um,
Yeah.
oh yeah, never mind. Okay, sorry. Continue.
Okay. Perfect. You can see my screen, right?
Yep, I can hear you. Everything's
Okay.
good.
Everything is good. So this is me here in the picture. Cultivate professional. Oh, you did put cultivate professionals here. So do you think they'll wonder what that is, or do I? What should I say about that?
You could just like, you can say, um, you can say, yeah,
I can't
cultivate
see.
professionals. You can say, this is a lesson on, resume building and something. Cultivate
Okay.
professionals is
Maybe
a
I'll
service I provide, and this is going to be a quick, this is going to be a lesson format, an English lesson taken from that, right?
Okay, or maybe I can change the name of it. Maybe I can just like come up with a title for the lesson, like I don't know, interview tips or resume writing tips,
I don't know.
or you think?
Personally, I like this title, and it helps you because then it spreads your name.
Okay, no, I do agree that it's my name. It's just so I feel like they won't really know what it's about, but I can explain it to them.
It's okay, it's fine. The topic name isn't that like crazy. Also,
Isn't that
try not to scroll up and down too fast because remember, they're seeing your screen. Also,
important?
at the top you have a lot of bars, right? See that little arrow?
Yeah.
See that little arrow at the top right? Right. Right under share. That blue
Mm,
button on the top right that says share
nope.
next to my picture and your picture. Right. That one.
This one, calendar.
No. It's right under
Oh,
share.
hold on.
Right under share.
Yeah.
No. It's right under share, a little bit to the right.
Oh, right under share.
That one.
This one.
Yes.
Oh, hide the menu. Gotcha.
So now I can see a little more of your screen. Make the image like zoom in on the PowerPoint slide. So it
Mm.
takes up more of the screen.
No, this way. Mm-hmm.
Any way
Okay,
of
better.
zooming in, yeah. Any way of zooming in is perfect. You can zoom in using your browser. You can zoom in just using pinch on your touchpad or whatever. All right, yeah. So
Okay.
go ahead and continue.
Okay, perfect. So, nice to meet you, Johnny. So where are you calling from? I'll just probably say something like that.
Yeah.
Kind of talk
Um.
about where they're from.
Yeah. So I'm actually in Cluj. Where are you?
Oh, fun. I'm actually in Greece right now.
Oh, cool.
Been traveling for the past couple of months. So, yeah, I'm in Greece right now. So how's Cluj like?
It's good. I love it here. I've been here for almost 2 years now, and I plan on staying for a while.
Awesome. Great to hear that. So let's jump right into our lesson today. The topic for our lesson is yeah, I feel like I need a title. But we'll be covering some. We'll be going over some career advice and tips. So yeah, let's jump right into it.
Okay.
So awesome. So at first we have some reading. Can you please read this two paragraphs for me, please?
Sure. How to move up in your career. Get 10 plus interviews in a week and land a higher paying job in less than 30 days. If you have a specialized resume, networking prowess, salary negotiation skills, and know what to say in an interview, you'll easily land the job you want and make more money.
That was awesome, Johnny. I think that you don't actually need my help, and I think you're doing really, really well. And uh, yeah, I think you did a great job
Okay,
reading the
let's
paragraph.
let's pause really quick. So let's say I mispronounced the word negotiation. What would you do? So salary
Yeah, so I would probably yeah, so
I
I
want you
think
to make
I
a
would
correction.
yeah, I think I would first start with like something good they did, like great job on, great job on reading and pronouncing most of the words correctly. I did notice that negotiation, the word negotiation, you mispronounced it. Can you try saying it again? Something
Before
like
you
that.
ask that, type it out.
Okay, so how would I actually type it out? Let me
Don't
see.
click on the picture. So scroll up just a little. See where I wrote prowess? What you have to do, it's
Yes.
better to use the keyboard in this case, because you could hit the left and right arrow keys, and notice how I put like a little period there. I did that just to make
Yes.
sure that I'm typing right. So now I want you to type out how negotiation would be pronounced.
No idea.
Just kind of however you think, and use those little dashes like I did.
Go. No idea. I have no idea how to
Just
do it.
try.
Negotiation.
Just
Okay.
so
Yeah.
pay attention to the
Ne-
syllables. It's a sh sound.
Nego.
Hold on. It's negotiation, right? So you have to give a little asterisk for each between each syllable. So
So say it again. Uh
N-E
huh.
dash G-O dash, because when you're pronouncing the word, it's negotiation, right? That would be negotiation.
Okay.
Try again.
Negotiate.
What would she? Just write out the word she. S-H-E dash and then Asian.
S-H-E.
How would you say Asian? Well, that's two syllables.
Ah.
Shun. How do you pronounce shun? That would be Tian. S-U-S-H-U-N. When you're typing
That.
when you're typing these things out, you can ignore conventional grammar and pronunciation rules. Pay attention to just how that small chunk of the word is pronounced and type out the letters that you think best represent that small chunk, right? So negotiation. Like even the A, You could even put like a Y after it. So instead of just A, like AY. Yeah. So now I see it and I'm like, negotiation. And then you'd
I
be like,
see.
good job,
Yeah.
Johnny.
Yeah, good job, Johnny. Yeah, I see. I don't, yeah, oops, I don't know what I did there.
Did you delete it by accident?
Did I?
Okay, press Control Z if you deleted it. You didn't.
Got it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. All right, let's continue.
Okay. All right, next we have a little bit more reading to do. Can you please read the following paragraphs for me?
Okay, let's say I read that. Skip.
Okay, perfect. So again, if there are any other words they're mispronouncing, I will do the exact same thing, right?
Yep. Go ahead and move on to the next part.
Okay. Next, we have some terminology. Can you please read each word for me and their definition?
Sure. Prowess, skill or expertise in a particular activity or field. Eye-catching, immediately appealing or noticeable, striking. Breakthrough, achieve success in a particular area. Imperative, of vital importance, crucial? Crucial? How do you pronounce that?
Johnny.
I'm role playing. I'm serious. Show me how it's done.
Okay. So if I'll be okay, so I'll be like, okay, so let me write it down for you. Can I write
So
anywhere here on the slides, or do I have to?
Right above, make sure you type these notes above the slide. See that period? Make sure your cursor.
Like above here.
Yes. Make sure your cursor is
like above.
Yes, just like that. Exactly. So now you would type out how to pronounce crucial.
So crucial.
Perfect. That was
like
fine.
that. Crucial.
Yeah, crucial.
Crucial.
You can even take out the I. Crucial.
Okay.
You know? That's perfect.
Right, crucial.
And then maybe a student might ask, so I finished reading and I'm like, yeah, I have a question. I still don't understand expansive. Can you explain it a little better? How would you do that?
Let me grab the dictionary, Johnny. Give me just one
No.
second. Let me grab my phone and Google it for you.
No. Don't grab your phone. Don't do that.
Okay.
What you should do is open a new tab.
No, I was kidding.
No, I'm serious. Here's what you can do. Open a new tab and type in Google define semicolon the word I just asked you about. Just be like, you know what? It means this, but let me pull up a web page on Google to show you exactly what it might mean and give you some examples. And you're sharing your screen, so you're showing how you're Googling it, and then the student can also read it, and then you can say, yeah, so it's relaxed and genuinely frank and communicative. And then, if they're still having trouble, you can ask, do you want me to use it in a sentence for you?
Okay, I like that. Yeah, because you also, I like that you also showing them how they could, how to look up the word, and
yeah.
And you also get like lots of like synonyms and maybe even sentences. Yeah, instead of me just having to like come up with something on the spot. So
don't be afraid to use Google. Also, images are very good. If someone's like, for example, in one of my lessons, the word RV came up. You know what an RV is, right?
Yeah.
But a student might not. They're like, "What's an RV? Can you explain what an RV is?" So what would you do?
Right.
Show me what you would do.
Yeah, I'll be like, let me look it up for you and show you a picture of it so you can get a better idea of what an RV is. So yeah, it's a house on wheels.
Oh, I see. That's what happens every time you show a picture. They're like, oh. Yeah. Instead of saying, let me look it up, just say, let me show you a picture.
It helps a lot.
All right, let's go back to the lesson.
Let me show you a picture. Okay. Right, so we go through terminology and vocab. Okay, next we have an exercise, fill in the blanks. So just read the sentence and pick the word that you think fits best. Do I
Okay.
give them an example or do I just let them?
No, you could say, let me know if you need help or if you have any questions. So then they'll just start. First, you need to have a modern and relevant design that captures the employer's attention.
Okay, that's a good try. However, okay, that's a good try. Try one more time. It's actually not relevant.
Okay.
What do you think would be another good word?
First, you need to have a modern and professional design.
Yes, good
Okay.
job.
Okay. The point is to
You
use a
got it.
design that is eye-catching while being professional in order to make a first good impression. All right, so what I was looking for there was for
Yes,
you
good job.
to correct me. So good job on that. Let's go ahead and skip to the next
Thanks.
slide.
Okay, professional summary. So this is
Another
a little bit
reading.
more reading for you. Go ahead, another reading.
See, after
Yeah, go ahead and
oh,
read these two.
hold on, pause 1 second. So at about this point, you would be maybe halfway, like 50, 60% of the way through the lesson. And if you noticed that you're
Yeah.
quickly reaching the end of the lesson, like you don't have a lot of materials left, something I like to do is go back up to the words, to the
Mhm.
terminology, like the vocab words. You can go up right now. Scroll up to the vocabs. And this part is where you need to practice some grammar and vocabulary. So I would ask the student, okay, can you make a sentence using the word eye-catching? Right? So I want you to ask me that.
Mhm.
Can you make a sentence using whatever word?
Yeah. Hey, Johnny. So let's go back to some of the words here. So eye catching. Can you make a sentence using the word eye catching?
Sure. And here's what you would do. You would write down the sentence word for word, okay?
Exactly what they say.
Yes, because this part's important. You're making a sentence. The students are making a sentence, and writing it down word for word is going to show them exactly the mistakes they're making, grammatically and everything, like visually. Don't rephrase this part. Okay, so eye catching.
Okay.
The mural on the building down the street is very eye catching. I didn't say mirror, I said mural.
Don't know what that is.
The graffiti.
The wall.
The graffiti.
Did I spell that correctly?
If you don't, then Google's gonna underline it, and then you can just right click it and.
All right.
Yeah, it's great. Google does everything for me. Makes it easy to hire new teachers. Anyway, so good job. You wrote down the sentence. The graffiti on the building on the street. In the street.
You said on the street.
Well, why didn't you correct me?
Because you told me to write it down exactly how you say it.
Yeah, so you would write it exactly as I say it. And then
Yeah.
when I'm
Yeah.
done saying it, you could be like, okay, let's make a correction. Let's try one more time. I'm going to make another sentence, but I'm going to intentionally mess up a little, and I want you to correct me. So, expensive. The um, the jewelry at the store is very expensive.
Mm. Ew.
Yeah, but that's not the vocabulary word, right? So how would you correct me?
Oh, because it was expansive.
Yeah.
So I'd say great job on coming up with a sentence. And I can see why you use expensive here. However, the word expensive in our example has a different meaning. So even though the two words may sound the same, they actually have a different meaning. So, and then I would explain, like in your example, expensive means that it costs, a lot of money. In our example here, and as you can see, it's spelled differently, right? your expensive is spelled with an E. In our case, expensive is spelled with an A. So, yeah.
Okay. And
So I would probably tell them the difference between, like this expensive and this expensive. So,
yeah, but don't linger
um,
too much on it, What you can say next now is like, okay, if you want me to help you, do you want me to help you make a sentence or do you want to try again?
okay. I like that.
Cool. All right, so that's how I would extend like the lesson. Another way of extending a lesson if you're going through the material too fast is to ask some questions related to the reading or just random questions that you think they want to talk about. Sometimes
Okay.
some students just don't talk, like they're just like shy or something, I don't know. So
Yeah, no, I'm sure it happens a lot. Yeah. Yeah.
all right, let's skip
But,
down.
huh?
Let's continue going down the slides.
Okay. So we did this one.
You can
So
skip
here is
you
just
can skip that
reading,
too.
right? Okay, role play. Yeah, so next we have role play. You can be, or I can be Mr. A, and you can be Mr. B. Or the other way around.
Remember,
No, I want them
you're in
A.
control. You're in control of the lesson. You're the teacher, so you have to tell them what to do, right? Try it one more time.
Yeah. Okay, so next we have role play. I will be A and you will be B. Okay, so let's get started. Hello, Mr. Phyllis. Thank you for having me here today. And you would be B, so go ahead.
Okay, hello
That's
Andrew. Glad to have you. So can you tell me a bit about yourself?
great. Sure. I specialize in teaching and I have experience in design. In my free time, I enjoy meeting new people and playing board games.
Thank you. And what makes you unique?
Well, you were supposed to be B, but anyway, yeah.
Wait, what did I say? Oh, you were supposed to be
No,
B?
you were supposed to be B because you're the student, so you're the one that needs to fill in the blanks and come up with examples. But
Yeah,
anyway,
yeah.
yeah,
Actually, when you said it first, you said that I will be A and you will be B, and then you started reading A.
you're right. I did that. You're right.
Okay, anyway,
Yeah,
we're good here. It's pretty self-explanatory
yep,
roleplay. It's
it
similar to
is.
reading if you hear them mispronounced. So now let's go to questions. Go ahead and do this one.
Okay, perfect. So we're getting towards the end of our lesson, and we have some questions here. Can you please read the question and also try to answer the question?
Okay, what should you bring to an interview? Um, maybe bring a notebook, a pen and pencil. Um,
Yeah, those are great examples.
so you have to write these down. You have to type these
Oh, I
out,
do.
right? You have to
Okay.
write down what they say. I mean, sometimes
Pencil,
it will be hard to
notebook.
keep up with everything that they say. So you can rephrase it.
Okay.
Don't worry about that. But
Okay.
on questions where they list things, it's really easy to type it, Make sure you're constantly typing out what they're saying.
Okay.
Okay.
Great. So you said pen, pencil, notebook. Great job. Read the second question for me, please, and then I'll
How
do the
sh
same with.
how should you
Mhm.
dress for an interview?
Yeah. What
I
do you
would
think?
wear like a business suit with slacks and um like dress shoes and a tie and make sure I'm nice and shaven and stuff. Do my hair maybe.
Is that a word, shaven, like that?
That's where you'd make corrections. Here's where you could say, I don't think that's a good way of phrasing this. Maybe you can try saying it in a different way. So try it out right now.
Um, I would say that to you exactly what you said to me. Hey, Johnny,
Yeah.
so great job. You gave me quite a lot of examples. I think when you said I'm nice and shaven, can you try to say that in a different way? I don't think that's the right way to say that. How else would you say it?
Okay, I would wear a business suit with slacks and dress shoes and a tie and um make sure I am freshly shaved. So here's where you would make the correction. You change the sentence.
Yeah. make sure I'm freshly shaved.
Yeah, so
That's better. That's
yeah, make the
oh,
changes.
actually.
Yep,
Oh, gotcha.
make the changes. Another thing here that I noticed is I use the word and too much. And you can also say, well, I think you used the word and a little bit too many times. Maybe next time you can avoid using the word and this many times because it becomes a run-on sentence.
Okay. Yeah.
Right.
Cool.
Cool.
All right.
And then the next slide is just more questions and that's it, right?
Uh, yeah. So 3 questions there, 3 questions here, and then that's it. Yep.
Alright, cool. Alright, so that's the end of the role play. Let me share my screen so I can show you something else.
Sure.
Alright, so you see my screen, right?
Mhm.
Alright, so you did really good on the role play. Just a few things you need improving on, but nothing serious. You can work on that kind of stuff as you
Mhm.
teach.
Okay.
Um, okay, so the software that you need is like the recording software I use for um, for recording my lessons and stuff. This is the software here. It's called OBS. Okay, and you can use it.
Can you send me that email though? That email that you have. Are you able to send it to me?
Email? Which email?
Or the docs, the doc, this information that you have here on Google Docs.
This is yeah. Okay, this is a different. This is a different one, but
Oh, okay.
I'll put it here at the end of this one. You
Yeah,
can
because I probably won't remember that.
no. Okay. Anyway, let me go continue going through it. So
Okay.
um. All right. So the
Yeah.
software you need is OBS. It's going to. The purpose of this is to record the lessons and stream stream live. See, I want to start streaming live the lessons. I want to stream the lessons live. Um, or record them and then upload them later. But in my experience, it's much easier just to stream it directly. But if your internet bandwidth can't support that, then you should just record it and then upload it later. So obviously a browser, Chrome, and then Zoom, which you're using now. So that's no problem. You need a computer, a webcam, which you both have, but not a headset, right? You need a headset if you want the student to properly hear you and if you want to hear the student. And also it's good to have like if you ever have any other video conferencing.
Yeah, I can. We can get one.
I highly recommend getting a headset because I had a shitty headset before and it makes everything terrible. Like
Yeah.
people associate the bad quality sound with bad quality lesson.
I can see that. Yeah, yeah. We can get a headset. Yeah, we don't have one. Yeah, we don't have one. We can get one though. Yeah.
Yeah, and it'd be good for you to use in your video conference meetings as well. And then I wrote down a bunch of like little notes, a bunch of little suggestions, right? So students want to have a conversation, but if they make a mistake, you can correct them. You will have to interrupt them sometimes, right? If they make a mistake, just be like, hold on, let me correct you first. Or
Okay.
and then type out their mistakes and show corrections, like I made you do with the pronunciation. Same thing
Mhm.
there. Ask them questions, let them talk. Find the appropriate time to dig deep and take it. What I mean by that is like, if they seem excited about answering a certain topic and they keep talking about it, you can ask like even deeper questions like, do you think this is the right thing? Do you think this is the wrong thing? What's your opinion on that? That type of stuff. Opinionated
Yeah.
questions, they love that stuff. Don't don't be afraid to disagree with what they say. You know, explain why. Having a little, civil discourse is always nice.
Okay.
Also, making jokes is nice. You can talk about
I
recent
agree.
events. You can ask them their opinion on things. Intentionally pause right before you blurt out the answer. Like in a sentence or something, you might give them an example of a sentence, and you only give them like the first half or something. You can
Okay.
ask them to like clarify or rephrase their sentence, kind of like how I showed you, and rephrase in a way that you might say it, what I would say, the way I'd phrase it. You can ask like, "What do you mean by that?" Yeah, don't be worried to push them. Watch the clock. Yeah, so your time is not free. It's okay if you don't finish a lesson.
Yeah,
Usually,
that's something that I probably have. I will have to either maybe set an alarm on my phone or because I know from like previous experience or even when I get with my clients on Zoom, like that's one thing that I'm not very good at keeping my eyes on the clock, and I do want to be respectful of their time. And I know it's important to really, keep track of time. So that's
Yeah,
something that I need to
yeah.
work on.
And what
I
the
was
what
thinking to
students
have.
are going to do, they're gonna try to drag on the meeting at past the time, and you have to say, okay,
I'm
well, the meeting ended. The meeting is going to end in 2 minutes. Any last comments? No. Okay. Have a good day. Bye. No. But
right. No,
anyway,
I do think it's important to, of course, to end right on the dot. I mean, if there's like a minute or two that goes past, I wouldn't mind
well,
that. But
remember I told you the lessons are for 45 minutes, and then 15 minutes
right,
of discussion. That 15 minutes is kind of like your flexible time. You can use it in the beginning or the end of the lesson, right? And if you go through it and you still have a lot of time, that's what it's good for. So keep your eye on the clock. It's very important. Um,
okay.
get them to talk and don't be
How's
in
that?
what?
What do you think about the 1 hour time? How's that? Is that too long, too short? Do they,
No, it's
is
perfect, and it's good to keep it standard 1 hour because it's also important that you stick to material because then that's how they practice their English and they are learning English after all. And it is a little intense, but usually what happens is if the student takes too long to get through the material, then it's too difficult and they should be doing a easier lesson. This one, for
okay?
example, the one I made for you, is level 8 out of 12, so it's pretty high up there, I guess, I'd say.
Okay.
Um,
Oh yeah. So how's that work? How does that work with the levels? Would uh I guess so so on your website is there like a description of of levels of lessons, and like how will they know which level lesson to pick, or
The
how does
students
that
don't
work?
the students don't pick the levels. You do.
Oh, you pick the level for them.
Yeah, because you know their level of English.
So would you? So maybe do you have like an introductory meeting where you kind of meet with them, see if they're a good match, and then in that during that meeting you kind of decide where they're at with their English?
Yeah, so the introductory meeting is a 30-minute meeting where you go through some of a lesson, right? 30
I
minute
see.
meeting. Yeah, 30-minute sample. So you give them a sample and then
Mm-hmm.
you don't finish the lesson. That's very important because then they're going to want more. And then at the end of the 20 minutes or so be like, "Okay, what did you think of the sample?" And let's continue our lessons. And then you you tell them to go on the page where they can pay for lessons. They pay for lessons, and then you schedule.
Gotcha. Okay.
So you need to
Yeah.
make the sale on the sample meeting. That's essentially a sales call.
Yeah. No, it makes sense. Yeah.
A little feedback from you for I took notes while you were screen sharing. So don't move around the mouse too much.
Okay.
When you're like scrolling, you're like doing this all the time,
Yeah.
and I'm just
That
like,
could be.
ooh,
That
mouse.
would make me dizzy. Yeah, that would make me dizzy. Be like, stop it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Um, Also, try to use the keyboard more because if you notice here between these two lessons, there's no white space. And if you try
Hmm.
clicking to find it, the screen is going to jump around, right?
You're right.
So what you have to do is click where there's some other type and then use the arrow key and I put like a little period there so I can see where where the heck I am. Like the cursor's at the bottom left, but it's typing up there, right? You see?
Yes, I know.
So
Yeah.
the keyboard is more reliable in this case. And so there's that. Yeah, you need to work on the writing out the pronunciations a little more. I think you could work on that a little more. Also, I feel like you said great job a little too often. Praise is good, but don't say it too often because then it becomes meaningless.
Gotcha. That makes sense. Okay.
Cool. All right. So, what do you think of the whole everything that I've just
I'm trying
talked
to
about?
think, how did I even get into this? How did you get me into this? That's what I'm thinking. How did I get into like doing this? Now I'm gonna have to like put on put in some work and come up with some lesson plans.
Well, don't think
But I
about them
think
as
it's
lesson
cool.
plans and don't feel stressed to make lessons yet. You can use all my lessons, right? You can use whatever lessons I have now, and that's going to be
Cool.
the best way to get experience teaching just use my lessons, and you're going to find typos. Like I have a lot of typos in my lessons. So you're going to find typos and stuff, and whatever. And then after you use the lessons for a while, you're going to understand the structure and how to make them, and then you can start making lessons. I mean, you can start making them now, but yeah, yeah, just try it, and I can give you feedback. So let
Cool.
me give you a little update on the situation I am with my clients. So I
Yeah,
rec-
let me know.
I recently had a few clients that canceled lessons with me, and some of
I
them
know.
said, yeah, some of them said that they're going to come back after a month or two. Some of them, I don't
Mhm.
think they will, but some of them, I think, just want another teacher because I've been teaching them for a while, and after you take lessons with the same teacher over and over and over again, I think your ability to learn English can stagnate. So that's why I think it's also important for students to get exposure to different teachers. So those students that I know that won't come back to me, I'm going to try to get them to go to you. And when I get a new student, um, depending on when that happens and how it happens and all that stuff, I'll pass that student on to you.
Okay.
And
That
um,
sounds
and the easiest way that um, I guess the easiest solution to the whole process, the whole funnel, is to when you make the sale, just tell them to pay on my. So when you make the sale, you have to lead them to. You have to lead them to. Dang it! Let me find the link. When you
sure.
when you when you make the sale, when they have to actually purchase the lesson, you can also. It's also very important to bring it up and show them how much it costs, so they can be like, oh, okay. Anyway, so here's the link. So it's my name square.site. So bring them here, and then you show them, okay, here's the English lessons, here's the prices, bada bing, bada boom. And I can also
Oh,
offer, like,
prices I see.
what's that? Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
good. Like I agree. That's what I've been doing too with my resume writing. Like I started small and then the more they were selling, like a little bit by little bit, I started increasing my prices.
Yeah.
And yeah.
So there's
Proud
three
to-
options here: 1 hour, 5 hour, 10 hours. Obviously, if they choose the 1.5, it's less per lesson. 10, even less per lesson. Try to get them to buy 10 hours every single time. Yeah, I can also offer
Yeah.
like discount codes. So if they say it's too expensive, you can say, okay, I can totally understand. Um, mm, what do you think would make it? What price do you think would be reasonable for you to take these lessons? They'll give you a price, and then you have to negotiate. Da 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 da. They would pay, and then I'll pay you.
Okay. Cool. So what do you get out of this?
So what I get is so what I get is the training video. So the thing we just did now, right? I'm gonna upload it on YouTube, and I'm going to show how the training works, and let other teachers see how I train them, because like it's
Oh, you're
actually.
gonna upload this. Oh my God, I forgot you're gonna upload this.
uh,
Oh my God, did you hear him? He's gonna upload this on YouTube. I forgot you're gonna do this. Oh my God. Like I was just like not really serious. Like I feel like I was making a lot of like jokes and stuff. Why didn't you remind me?
I mean, I told you in the beginning. I
I
mentioned
like
it.
yeah, like 2 days ago.
Okay, but I mean, no, you did fine. I can tell you now that, remember, we're just like humans, so it's fine to just like.
I know. But I just forgot. I guess that's why it took me by surprise because I forgot. It's my fault. You did tell me 2 days ago. I just forgot.
Yeah, don't worry. So yeah, the value to me would be uploading these trainings. I'm going to show people that I can provide training, like free training for how to teach English online. So the person that wants to become a teacher will get that, like immediately free something. And then later on,
So hold on, because I think like I don't know if like I understand what you're trying to do like 100%. So are you trying to help people who are trying to become teachers and teach English online, or you're going after those people who already like after teachers who already have experience in teaching, but they just need a platform to host their lesson plans and
They
find
just need the
and get
lessons, not a platform. Or yeah, to host, yeah. Yes, both. Because what I can offer people who don't have experience, I can offer training. And this 1 hour training is not enough for you to totally be able to teach as a freelance
probably
teacher.
not right.
You're going to need to know more about marketing, sales, how to make a sale, all that
Yep.
stuff. And this is where I'm going to be like, okay, well, I think you have potential. Um, I can offer training, or you can try finding your own students and trying to teach now. Here are my lessons, da 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 da. My
So
end goal is for these teachers to continue using my lessons, get used to using my lessons, the format, and to like make content and to post these lessons on my site. So that's what I'm going to get out of it. And what the teacher is going to get out of it is, well, the training and, well, clients. Because if I put their profile with their lessons on my website, they're going to get more visibility and they're going to get more clients.
okay, so teachers are going to be responsible for getting their own clients. However, by being on your website, they're going to get more visibility that way too. Correct?
Yes,
But they're also responsible to get their own clients. Like you're not promising teachers to get clients for them. Correct?
exactly, exactly. So I'm not promising, like I'm not going to be paying them. They have to have their own way of accepting money from their clients, and they get to choose how much they charge, and they have to find their own clients. Like
And then how are you going to make money off the teachers again?
I'm making a very small amount of money on the commission that if someone buys their lessons.
Is it like per lesson? Do they
Yeah.
owe you? Okay, so per lesson. Okay, so if someone um yeah, like if I'm one of your teachers or if I'm teaching on using your platform, someone buys 10 lessons from me, you make a commission off of that,
Exactly.
correct?
Exactly.
Okay.
Right? So you get a percentage of that sale. And then
What about the training? Is the training included in that commission? Is it free or do you charge them like separate for the training?
well, I provide that 1 hour free training when I, interview the candidate. So first I interview and then I provide the training and then I encourage them to make lessons and find their own students. And if they want more
Gotcha.
training, then that's a service I'm going to have to charge for.
Yeah, no, I can see the value in that. I feel like okay, like so you're thinking about giving them that 1 hour free training, right? Training
Yeah.
for free.
Yeah.
Okay.
See, what I'm
And
thinking
then
is instead of just getting paid to provide the training, is to force them to make lessons before I provide additional training. Like, hey, if you want more trainings from me, make a lesson that I can use in one of my lessons, and I will give you another hour of training.
yeah, yeah,
But
win-win. I can see it. But I feel like a lot of these people they may not have experience. If they don't have experience in teaching, they're probably not going to have experience in creating lesson plans.
yeah, I
I feel
know.
like if this is for like people who are like brand new at this, right? This could be for like moms, right? For like work at home mom or like stay at home moms, right? They may want to make some extra money, but they don't have any experience in teaching or creating lesson plans. So I feel like they would probably need a little bit more training, um, to kind of get started. I feel that yes, this is something that it's pretty easy. Anyone can, pretty much, write a lesson plan and teach a lesson plan if they have a little bit of guidance and tips. But I think they would probably need a little bit more training. That's just like my opinion. But I guess once you get teachers on board, they'll let you know, like, hey Johnny, I think you have a great platform. But I'm not confident enough to come up with my own lesson plans.
Yeah, it's going to take a while before you can make your own lesson plans. It does need expertise. Like, it's not easy. So not everyone is
Yeah,
going to be able to do it.
and I feel like this is also something that people kind of like, not everyone can be a teacher. Like a lot of people are like, like, oh my God, like being a teacher, teaching something, creating lesson plans. I feel like this is something that a lot of people are kind of like,
Mhm.
a little bit scared of. So I would see the value for you in providing training to these people who want to teach English online, but they have no experience. instead of them paying for a course or going to school to learn the skills. This is something that you can provide to them. I would see a lot of value in that.
Yeah, I know. And that's part of the way I'm going to monetize this as well. Me
Yeah.
providing the training. Because now, if I'm going to make this platform, I'm going to show that I have some, um, like, validity. Sorry, I had to close the window.
You're fine.
What I'm doing, my idea has been validated. So I have experience and I've been doing this for a while. And
Yeah.
yeah, I'm gonna do more trainings and like webinars and trainings and stuff. Try to catch more people into the funnel, as many people as possible.
No, I think that's great because I can definitely, I hear so many people saying that, they want to work from home, they hate their 9 to 5 job. So I know there's so many people that just want to learn ways to work from home. And I think that this is something super easy, right? It doesn't require a degree. It doesn't require you to have many skills or, a lot of people are like, oh, I want to work from home, but I don't really know how to do anything. I don't, like they're scared of opening up their own business or company, which, it takes a lot of money and time. But something like this, it doesn't. This is simple. This is easy. It's super low cost. So if you tell me, hey, I can help you quit your job and work from home if you want to teach English online, I provide the training. I teach you exactly how to teach English, how to teach lessons online, how to create your own lessons, how to communicate with students. I teach you everything. Maybe you can come up with a course and just sell that course to people who want to quit their job and just work from home. There are so many people. Like I have like a whole bunch of people to give you that they just want to do that. They just don't know what to do. Like a lot of people are like, well, I want to work from home, but I don't know what to do. And I feel like this would appeal to a lot of people. Oh, I can just teach English online and it doesn't cost me a lot to get started on something like this. Like, because this is a really low cost business that anyone can
It's a
start.
very low risk, low cost, but
Exactly.
here's the biggest problem. Finding clients, like, it's a freelance English teaching job, which means if you don't have a network, it's going to be hard for you to acquire clients. And that's going to be part of the training, like client acquisition, marketing,
Yep.
and all that stuff.
Exactly. Like I teach you how to, find your own clients, how to network, how to use social media to your advantage. Like you teach them all of this. Obviously, it's gonna take some time from you to actually put all of this together. Of course. But I think that once you put this together, maybe like a PowerPoint presentation, like you don't even have to be live with them. Like you can just sell these courses. You can send like hundreds of courses to people where it doesn't require you to be there present. Of course, like I said, first creating this presentation and course, it'll take some time and research from the part. But I think that if you're able to put something like this together, where you would go after like helping those people work from home and quitting their 9 to 5 job for something that's low cost, doesn't require a lot of skills or experience, and you teach them everything from A to B,
That's the idea.
I think that's a good idea, Johnny.
And that's what I'm trying to do. Like I can there's opportunity for me to monetize all kinds of clients. So I can monetize people that have experience because if they have experience, they're going to create content. I can monetize people that don't have experience because if they don't, I can train them. And then I can monetize on clients, like students, from getting more exposure because I will be teaching them English, right? So there's going to be several income streams through this.
Yep. I like that.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to put together that like training course and all that stuff, but all I did today was just make this job listing and all that stuff and promote it a bunch.
That's awesome. You're like hustling and working hard, and like that. It's gonna pay off. It's definitely gonna pay off. It may take a little while, but hard work always pays off. You can truly do anything you want to do as long as you put in the work into it. And I'm trying to tell that myself too every single day. Like I know it's gonna work. I just have to put in the work. I can't just expect it to work overnight or it's anything that's gonna be successful. It may take some time. To be honest, I don't know if I'm gonna be one of those teachers for you, one of your clients, because the cost is just not worth it for me. You know what I mean? Like for to make $20, it requires quite a lot of time, especially, like to come up with the lesson plan and prepare, and especially the type of
Well,
person
actually,
that I
there is
am.
no preparation. If you don't have to make a lesson, there's zero preparation. All you have to do is open your computer, open up the software, open up the lesson, and boom.
Yes, true, true. But if I do want to do this, I may not have to come up with the lesson plan now because you're helping me out here and there. But I know that if, like, I'm thinking a little bit long term. Like, if I really want to do this and take this like seriously,
Well,
I'll
these
probably have.
things these things can be done in small chunks. Make one lesson, look at the format, how I did it, watch how I teach at the on using those
Yeah.
videos on YouTube and that sort of stuff. But
No, I know what you're trying to say, and I know that I would, I could put time into that, but I don't know if the price is gonna justify it for me. I would rather spend that time into trying to get clients for my writing services where I'm making like 10 times the amount, or maybe
of
even more.
course, yeah, of course, that
So
would
it's
make
just like,
much more sense. But if
yeah,
you're looking for clients anyway, now you have an additional service that you can provide because
yeah,
they might.
I can see the value in that. I can see the value in that, absolutely. Like, I would be happy to even offer like free lesson plans. Do you know what I mean? If someone would, if I would be able to get a client that way, because
Also,
I'm charging
don't call it a lesson plan. Just call it a lesson.
a lesson. Okay.
Yeah, but you're not really offering these lessons. I mean, you're offering a class. You're offering a tutoring session.
True, but when correct, lesson, yeah. But what I'm trying to say is that I would even offer a lesson for free if hoping that I would get a client for my career transformation package, because I already spend an hour with all these people, like with potential clients. I spend almost an hour going through that PowerPoint slide with them, which so this would be like a marketing strategy for me.
Yeah,
If
exactly.
they're getting something out of this, I could potentially gain something out of this. Even if I gain one client out of 10, that would still be a win for me.
Yeah, exactly. Um, so yeah. Do
Yeah.
you have a profile on angel.co, by the way?
No, I don't know. What is that?
So it's a website where startups list their, company, jobs, all that sort of stuff.
Ah,
And
angel.co.
yeah, this is a really good site for finding startup jobs. And I want to
Hmm.
list you here. See how it says meet your team?
Yep.
I want to put you here. So I want you to make an account so I can put your picture here and give you a little more visibility. And my next task is to make the landing page for the teachers to um, show up. And so people can see that you're also a teacher. And then, see, the thing is though, some students prefer like other teachers over other ones. Like, just because I'm a guy, maybe they don't want to learn English from me or something like that, you know?
Sorry, my throat got like super dry.
It's alright.
No, oh my god. Neighborhood.
Are you dying?
Get your drink. Yeah.
Yeah, another pro tip. Have water next to you at all times.
Yes, yes. Oh my god.
Also, another pro tip. Background has to be plain. A plain background. I mean, mine is kind of
I
plain, you
do
can
have
see.
this right here. Yeah, I have a white wall here on this
Perfect.
other side. I promise I'm not gonna have her up behind me.
Also, lighting is very important so students can see you, right? This is my light off. This is my lamp off. You can barely see me. Lamp on. You can see me as clear as day, right? So make sure your lighting is good.
We have a lamp here. Yeah. The only thing with us moving all the time and
Yeah.
traveling to different places, that's the only thing. Like, I can't always predict if I'm gonna have a place.
Yeah, but you
But
know what? Students will understand because it's not like a company where I'm gonna have you have a logo in the back or something, you know.
I do, but I do understand, and those small little things could matter. How good they see you, how like your background and all of that. Yeah, I'm sure all of those could make a difference. But yeah, I think also I think people really, even with me with my services, I feel that if people really buy my services is one, of course, they see the value in what I provide, but two is because of me, is because of the connection they make with me, is because they really like my personality, is because they really like me. Because you don't really do business with people that you don't really like, right? Even if I get on a call
Exactly.
with you,
People
yeah, like
take lessons because of your reputation.
yeah, because they like you, because of your reputation, like if if I get on a call with you and you have something to sell me and I really don't like your personality, or I really just like don't connect with you, then I'm probably not going to do business with you, even though you may have a really good product to sell me. But if I don't really like you, then probably not gonna.
Yeah. No, you're
Yeah.
absolutely right. People don't necessarily
Yeah.
buy your product or service, they buy you.
Yep. Yeah.
So I can tell
I know.
that, I mean, if you're selling like resume workshop stuff, then you've already gone through this process and you know exactly what it's like. But
Yeah.
that's exactly it. Like at the end of the day, like yeah, these are English lessons, but the English lessons is there just like as like a pull for people to get out of their shell, speak English, and have a conversation with someone that's fluent in speaking English, and to make corrections
Yeah.
every once in a while when they mess up and stuff. So a lot of people like, some of my students, like some lessons are just like, can we just have like free talk conversation? And sometimes
Really? Yeah.
yeah, sometimes I say yes, sometimes I don't, because sticking to the for two reasons. Sticking to the material makes it easy for you to work, because sometimes I'm brain dead and I don't feel like having a, you know, intense
Right.
conversation, and the material
No.
makes it easy for you to just be like, okay, when the conversation dies, okay, let's go to the next slide, or
Yep.
and
Exactly.
two, it actually helps them. Like it actually makes their English better. So that's why it's also important to stick to the material. But I guess every once in a while, if you just want to have a free talk, you can do that too.
Right. That would be okay. Yeah. Yeah, I get it. Makes sense.
All right, so the next steps, I'm gonna make a landing page for new teachers so we can see what it will look like. But I want you to also make a profile on angel.co so I can list you here
Sure.
and
That's fine. Yeah, I can do that.
get more, make it look better. In the meantime, don't be afraid to advertise English teaching as one of your services. I
Okay.
I you can mention it. You can, I don't know how many of your network, how many people in your network want to learn English. But this landing page that I'm gonna make, there's gonna be one specifically with your profile and the number of lessons that you've done, and then there's gonna be one with all the teachers. So it might be best to wait until I make one for your profile so that you can share that. But until then, you can share information that now you're teaching English in this format, and you can share my landing page. But it's a work in progress, right? So
Yeah.
we'll keep in touch, and I'm gonna keep um, perfecting it as time goes on.
Yeah. Like, do you have anyone else right now, or do you have anyone else that you think would be interested in doing it?
Yeah, actually, I have a few people. So if I go here to my, and this is just today. Like I just got these requests today after
Really?
posting this. Yeah, I got like four or five requests, and I already had to deny a
Yeah,
few.
that's great. Yeah, I'm sure you would get a lot of people that would be interested in doing this. The only thing with me, honestly,
Yeah, so I
and
had a
what
few
really
applicants. Look, two new applicants. Wow.
good job.
Anyway,
That's awesome. Yeah. So I'll be more than happy to advertise this and share any pages that you have and see if there's any people in my network on Facebook or even LinkedIn that would be interested in doing this. I think that's awesome. The only thing with me is honestly is that I really see value in, well, not that I see value, but I want to stand, like, I want people to, for example, when they're thinking about like career services, to think about Anda, and that's it. Do you know what I mean? Like, I want to,
to think about
like,
what?
that's what, when they think about like career, like, oh, like, I need some
Oh, to think
advice
about
on,
you.
yeah, to think about me. Like, I really want that to be my brand. Like, I want like everything that I do and say and to portray career services, like everything that I do. I don't know. Have you read that book? Why? It's called Why.
There's also a video, a TED
Who
Talk or
is the guy?
something.
I forgot
By
who is by.
Simon Sinek, right?
Yes, 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 yes,
I
yes,
haven't
yes.
read it, no, but
Like,
I do know much about it.
You should read it. It's such a good book. And honestly, like it really changed the way I look at things. I know that um like history was saying like how important it is to like for example he's I forgot his examples, but anyway, like how important it is to like if you're doing one thing, like everything that you do to be about that one thing. Like for example, for you, like you teach English, like that's your thing. Like everything that you do from like your daily activities to like your I don't know, social media. So like everything that you do, like everything about you says teacher, says English, says helping other people learn English. And I think that's like super important. And that's how I want like me, that's how I want me to be. Like I want to be like that person that's like, can help people with anything when it comes to like career services. Like I don't really like to be like a little bit of like have a little bit of this and a little bit of that. And that's what I was gonna give you some advice on your resume too, if I may.
Yeah, go ahead.
Just something to keep in mind. I think even when it comes to resumes, I think it's like you put a little bit of different things on there, right? Like you put entrepreneurship, you put sales, you put there are like a couple of different things. And I think that while I see huge value in knowing a little bit of everything, when it comes to like getting hired, employers really want to hire someone who's like let's say an employer wants to hire
They look
a
for
sales.
experts. They look for people that have expertise, right? Oh, looks like you froze. What happened? Oh no. Oh no.
Service, a little bit of
Okay,
experience
you
and
cut out. You cut out there
whatever.
for like a minute.
Oh,
So I asked, like, if they look for experts, because in my experience, that's what they do. They look for experts. They don't look for generalists.
exactly. So like people want like if they're hiring a salesperson, that they want someone who's like great at sales. That's all
Yeah,
they do.
yeah.
That's all they do. That's all they breathe. That's everything about them is sales. They don't want someone who knows a little bit of sales, a little bit of customer service. I think
Well, it
that's
depends on the
amazing for
position,
you.
doesn't it? Because
Not really.
if it's a position at a startup, they don't have enough people to handle all the responsibilities. So having someone that's pretty good at a lot of things is much better for a startup than it is for an established company, and that's who I'm targeting.
I can see the benefit. I think that's great for you to be fully stacked and to know a little bit of everything. That's amazing, and that's what I'm trying to do. That's what like I keep telling Harold. Like
But here's
we
the
should all.
you
Yeah,
like you
no,
should
no,
look
go
at
ahead.
it like from this way, like visualize like a T, right? So I have like a lot of skills that I'm proficient at like a very general level, and then I'm becoming an expert in one or two, right? So it's like a T. So I'm developing expertise. That my idea is to develop expertise in education and teaching, and that's why I'm doing this. And everything else that
Yeah,
I'm doing kind of ties it all together, because
and
it,
I think if you do want to like maybe like apply to like few different jobs or like um or yeah, I think that maybe you should create maybe like a couple of different resumes that would have a clear focus. Maybe have a resume that has a clear focus and is specialized and tailored specifically towards education, right? And then have another resume that's tailored and specialized towards entrepreneurship or IT or something else that you do. um, Having a clear focus of your resume and your expertise, that is like really really crucial, honestly. um, and you want to portray that like that's a good thing. Like if your expertise is education, then you want to put that all over your resume. That way when someone reads your resume, they know what you're amazing at. They know what your biggest, your most impressive skills are.
yeah, yeah, I know exactly what you're saying, but I intentionally made it kind of vague like that because I wanted to capture the intention and then of people, and then expand on it if they're interested. Because
Yeah,
I
they
also
wouldn't really know what you're really great at. That's the only thing. Like if you're like, oh well, Johnny knows a little bit of this, a little bit of that, but what is he really great at? what is Johnny really good at? Because that's who people want to hire. And I'm sure you're great at a lot of things, and you just have to think about like what is it that you really amazing at, and
Yeah.
kind of focus on that.
Well,
Don't try to focus like a
I
little
used to be very good at data analysis, but the kind of jobs that I got from being good at that stuff were not the kind of jobs that I enjoyed doing. So I had to change my area of expertise. And now instead of banking all my time on developing expertise in that very specific field, I decided instead to develop expertise or proficiency in many fields and expertise after I practiced some of those other fields. So I can see where I can like test the waters first and then dive deep in the area that I think works best for me. And this is me diving deep. This is me doing that. This is the process I'm going through.
yeah.
Anyway,
No, yeah, no, that's awesome. Same here. I think that's good to like, I feel like still in that like discovery process, trying to learn, like exactly what it is that makes us tick, right? And that
well,
could be it's not easy.
I don't think I'm in that process anymore. I've definitely moved past that. I'm in the process of trying to figure out what kind of business is going to be successful.
One that you're passionate about,
Yeah, like
obviously
this.
that's yeah. Like is it really English and teaching something that you truly like teaching other people and education? Is this something that you truly passionate about? Is it something that you like you see yourself as like your
Yeah,
business?
educating and teaching. Not necessarily English. English is just
Yeah.
like what I'm doing now. But
Right.
education and like that entrepreneurship type of stuff. I really love that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
And
and I think you'd be great at, for sure. I've watched some of your other videos too, and I mean, you're already good at it. So yeah, I see it.
all right. So I wrote two things that you should do. So make a profile on angel.co, and then if you want to better understand how I teach, you can also watch videos on like the full lessons and that sort of stuff on my YouTube page. I have two actually, because I started uploading videos to my personal YouTube page, and then I made a new one for just teaching English. But there's videos on both,
Okay.
and you
Sounds
can see
good.
how
Yeah, I
you can
know.
see how I've progressed over time. You can watch my old videos of when I first started teaching, and you'll be like, oh God.
Really?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
When did you first start this? Like 2 years ago or when?
yeah. You know what? Let me see when I uploaded the first video.
I remember I watched one of your videos a while ago when you had shared them on Facebook, and I thought they were really good. I was like, wow, I was like, Johnny is really good at teaching.
Well, I'm okay, I think. There's my grammar is terrible. So I tell straight up my students like, okay, it's not terrible, but it's not perfect. And as an English teacher, people expect that.
Yeah, it's
But
not terrible. I was just gonna say that. It's not
it's
terrible.
not terrible, but it's not perfect. So that's something that don't be afraid to say. Like these lessons are not focused on grammar, they're focused on conversational English. And the thing I
Yeah,
love to say is in conversations, in a normal conversation, people throw away grammar all the time. They don't follow those rules. So
sure.
although we can focus a little bit on grammar when they make sentences and stuff, um, you need to keep in mind that this is a conversational class. All right. So 8 months ago, 8 months ago?
That's it.
No, but I used no, but I used to teach for like a company. See, iTutor Group.
Yeah, I remember you told me that. Yeah, when you first moved to Romania, right? Oh, 11 months ago.
Yeah, 11 months ago.
Nice to
That's only
see.
when I
That's
uploaded the
awesome.
video. That's when I stopped teaching. So 11 months ago is when I stopped teaching at this company and started teaching on my own. Started working on
How
teaching on
was
my own.
teaching? How was teaching at those companies?
Okay, so the best thing was that they gave material. Like you had zero preparation for the classes. Also, you didn't have to find clients and you didn't have to deal with sales. But the biggest problem is that the students are the ones who dictate your success. They give you feedback, and if your feedback drops below a 9 out of 10, then they fire you. and, and
No way, they just fire you?
yeah, and my rating dropped below 9 out of 10, and they're like, get out of here. So I was like, what
No
the
way.
and I was super frustrated because I also had private students at the same time, right? I was also teaching privately, and I was like, oh crap, I don't have any more material. I like how this teaches and this and that. What a big pain point. I wish I have access to some material. So when I started teaching freelance, I paid people on Upwork to make lessons for me, but they were shitty. They were
Oh,
garbage. So not only did I pay
yeah.
them, but I had to make a million corrections on these lessons. So it took up a lot of my time and money. So I stopped doing that.
And you're like, I'm just gonna create my own lessons.
Well, yeah, that was the original idea, but I was spending so much time making so many lessons because when I started, I had zero lessons. I had to make a handful at least, and I was sitting there typing and
Right.
typing, and I was just like, oh God. So I figured out a way to make lessons more efficiently, and I can show you how I make lessons too because it's also something that's worth teaching, like showing you, like training you
Oh,
on.
absolutely. I definitely can see the value in that. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
But
and since you're my first teacher and a good friend, I want to do all this training with you, and I want you to, um, give me feedback as long as you let me upload it online.
yes, as long as you promise you'll let me know like right before you start recording, like, hey, this is like gonna be recorded.
Something like a bunch of people say, like celebrities and stuff about privacy. They're like, just assume that you are being recorded at all times in every possible way.
But that's, like I don't think of that. They probably think of that because it's very common in their lives. So they're like they need to think like that, right?
Yeah,
But I
because
don't
it,
think
it for them it would be too much of a hassle to consider when they're being recorded and not and what they can say, so they just have a
right.
standard approach. And I think it's the right standard approach because then you don't have to worry about, when you are being recorded and
Right, but
stuff.
it may take some time to get into that kind of thinking. So until then.
Yeah. And there's also things that like you're afraid to talk about because it's online and stuff. But to be honest, I mean, if do you watch Joe Rogan or do you listen to his podcast?
Yeah, I used to, not anymore, but yeah, I used to listen to his podcast on my way to work every day.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
he's awesome.
Yeah, he's awesome, but you know how he talks. He says curse words and
Right.
bullshit and drugs,
Yeah.
and he
Right.
doesn't censor anything, I mean, obviously these are going to be
He
English
does.
lessons, so you're not going to be doing that, but in general,
Right.
like don't be afraid to expose your personality online.
Yeah. No, for sure. Yeah. I think that's a good thing. I agree.
All right, Anda. Well, thank you for your time. I really do appreciate it.
Thank
I
you. Thank
I
you. I
have
learned something today. Thanks.
Yeah, so after you make your profile on Angel CO, let me know, and then
Okay.
I'll schedule and we'll keep in touch, but we'll schedule that next training that I want to offer you. In the meantime, I'm gonna make a lesson plan or lesson, and make it very structured just for you.
Okay, that's awesome. Okay, I will make a profile. Angel.com, you said, right?
Angel.co.
Okay, angel.co. Okay. Um, make a profile on this and let you know. And then if you do need content for your lessons, I do have can you see my screen now, huh?
No,
Or you
you have to
can.
share it.
Oh, you can just see it. No, I'm just kidding.
Man, someone stole the clock out of my living room. I don't know what the heck happened. I'm pissed.
That's not good.
I'm so pissed. I know. I'm I'm about to go crazy. I brought it from America. And it's a nice clock. Someone commented how nice it was literally the other day. And it's gone.
Oh my god. Like, who do you think took it?
I don't know. I hosted a game night last night. So
Babe, how do I share my screen again? Where is that share the screen?
you have to click the
Oh,
cookie.
share. And then, okay. Can you see my screen now?
Yeah.
Okay, so I was just gonna say, if you do need some content for lesson plans, I put together the 70-page guide on how to land your dream job. And it literally contains like, how to write a successful resume, who's the ideal candidate, how to target your resume to the job posting. Like it contains a lot of good topics. Of course, are all related to, resume tips, interview tips, salary negotiation tips. So they're all related to, how to land the job.
Yeah, can you send that to me?
Yeah, say it again.
Can you send that to me?
Yeah, yeah.
Perfect.
$1,000.
Yeah, I actually sell this for, quite a lot to my clients, because I'm not only just doing the resume for them, but I'm also telling them, showing them exactly how I did it so they can do it in the future themselves. So, yeah, but if you, need content to create some of the lesson plans, or maybe I could, also, like, once I learn how to create lesson plans, I could use these, like, my specialty could be to just, create career related lesson plans. It would all be related to career, and I could use these contents here to create the lesson plans.
Yeah, and if it's 70 pages, you could probably make several lessons out of it. You can split
Yeah,
it into
exactly.
chunks.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I would already have the content. I would just have to put it into slides.
Cool.
Yeah, that was another thing that I thought about, to just create like PowerPoint, like a PowerPoint course off of this guide and just sell it. Just sell that for a lot less, but I could sell a lot more. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just for like $300, I can, teach you how to build your own resume, your own cover letter, your own LinkedIn profile, how to ace your interview, and how to negotiate your salary, And I feel that if it's like a PowerPoint where I'm actually talking to them, like, it would be a lot more interactive than people reading. I feel like not a lot of people like to read. So if it's like a PowerPoint presentation, I feel like it'd be more, more interesting for people. What do you think?
Yeah, people don't have attention spans anymore. Like, literally, like 30 seconds. Remember that YouTube? I don't know if I mentioned, I have a YouTube channel where I summarize board games in 30 seconds. Some people can't even pay attention to that. Like, so you need to condense it down and make it super concise. And every single one of my students loves it when I make things concise and condensed and very, very, very straight to the point.
I agree.
All right, so I have to get ready for something else and finish up some other stuff.
Good. We'll keep in touch. I'll create that profile on Angel and let you know, and we'll keep in touch through email then.
Yes, perfect. All right, Anda.
Yeah. Thanks for your time, and thanks for teaching me how to teach a lesson.
Yes, you're very welcome. Partners again. Remember dancing? All right.
Yes, I know. Did you ever think that we're gonna be like doing this? Oh my god! Like, it wouldn't. That's so funny.
I know, right? It's crazy. Times change, I guess.
I know.
I looked to join a dance group here in Cluj as well, and I messaged like a group on Facebook. They never responded, so I was just like, screw you.
You can respond.
No, whatever. Another time. All right. Anyway, so have a good night, and we'll keep in touch, right?
Sounds good. Bye.